Hey everybody, this is Jeremy with ZTB Mag. I'm here with the guys in Grindhouse at the legendary El Rosa Villa in Columbus, Ohio for the CD release of Devil You Know. Is it The Devil You Know or just Devil You Know?
I thought we were 8 Pound Pressure.
The Devil.
Oh, shit. Is this the wrong interview?
No.
The Devil You Know.
The Devil You Know.
The only one you need to know.
The rather than a the, because the emphasis is on devil. It's it's the devil, you know, but more of like a the devil, you know, because
Did you guys toss around thy at all?
we did. It seemed a little too biblical, so we said nah. So that's hey, we're doing a goddamn interview. Sweet fuck. No, it's totally fine. You want to come in here and dance on this? You don't. Hey. You don't know my inside of my head very well now, do you? It's fucking messed up. Anyway, so how you doing, Jeremy?
Hot.
I heard that it's fucking 28 degrees warmer
It's
here.
like hell. The devil brought hell to El Rosa Villa. Thy El Rosa Villa.
God, amazing callback. Amazing. I love it.
Right.
All right, carry on, sir.
12 minutes.
So, I got a chance to review Thy Devil You Know. And it was absolutely phenomenal. Like I said in my little quotable thing, it was fucking great.
Thank you, man.
That's not your quote, bro. You should say your quote.
He don't remember
I'd
his
actually
quote.
have to read my quote again.
You don't remember?
No, because the best things that you write, and I'm sure you know this,
Oh, fuck yeah.
just fall out of your head.
That's why I
So
don't
is
know
that-
any of my words.
is-
None of them.
Dave thinks
Yeah,
everything that falls out of his head is instantly genius.
That's true, too.
gold. And you got the cowbell.
World's greatest.
And right now it is a jelly donut cookie.
Yeah, he's got a jelly donut stuffed in his cowbell. We're doing a fucking interview! I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. It was just a joke. It was just a joke. I'm sorry,
Okay,
everybody.
How long did it take you guys to write the album?
Actually, 12 years. You know what? I'm going to hand it over to the music composer. 7.
Hi, people. Now, this shit came about like 12 years ago, musically. Pretty much the majority of the album. I had it written and did nothing with it for 12 years in any previous band that I was in. And it just so happens when we got together in February of last year, David says, he calls me up and he's like, hey, I got a bunch of songs that I want to write that aren't really right for this other project I'm in. And I was like, okay. I said, do you want a partner? He's like, well, duh, that's why I'm calling you. He's like, I already got a drummer.
Now that's a fucking quote.
It is straight quote. Yeah. Straight quote. I remember laying in my bed with the phone call, and he's like, hey, do you want to write some songs? I'm like, yeah.
Better than laying in his bed
course.
thinking about that.
That was a month.
Hey, do you want to write some songs?
That was a month later. Anyway, he's
can't
like, I
quit
already
you.
got this drummer, and I'm like, okay, cool, whatever, and blah, blah, blah. And we got together, and I said, well, here's a disc of all these songs that I've had laying around doing nothing with. And he took them home, and he's like, dude, these songs are super sweet. And he started writing lyrics immediately. And then we worked on it for a few months, and then played our first show with Jackal in August of 2015. And here we are a year later with a brand new album out,
Hell yeah.
and I feel pretty good about it.
How do you guys feel that it's been, well, I mean, shit, it just came out digitally yesterday.
Yesterday,
right?
yeah.
What's the feedback so far?
We've been teasing it for a good month or so, and it's been stellar feedback, honestly. Like, people can't wait to get this, and that feels good to me, you know, knowing, like, I was afraid to put these songs out, going, oh, well, what are people going to think of them? I don't know, you know. Like, you always get that feeling when you put something new out. And I was like, it was way better received than I expected.
Well, don't worry. If you ever have like an album that you're just unsure about, just call it Saint Anger, and it'll be all right.
I don't even know who wrote that.
Oh, come on! All right, we got to start this whole fucking thing over again.
Who's interviewing me? Brian Kuhn?
I thought it was street anger.
Yeah.
I read that fucking all wrong.
I'm mad. I'm mad.
so much better
I'm
now.
straight mad in the streets, bitch.
So, David, what's your favorite song on the album?
The thing that kind of surprised me the most was a song called Sinner. And when I wrote the lyrics to that song, it was originally called Portrait of a Nightmare. And it was about someone that's just an absolutely awful person. And when you lay your head down at night and actually get those few moments of solitude, that you could that all of your true morality would just come into your mind, and you would just pay for everything that you freaking did awful that day, week, life. And it ended up becoming sinner because of the word sinner is used in there so much, and Portrait of a Nightmare is a freaking hard phrase to say.
Right.
And I never freaking say it in the song. So while we're in this, so we were in the studio, and I was laying the first verse, and we're laying the first verse of the vocal tracks, and Seven said, "Sing it creepier." And so I did, and it went in one take. And I love how the first verse is a different voice than I've ever used, and it just has a really cool, creepy vibe. I think it has a really cool chorus, and I'm not quite sure if it's my favorite song live, but it's certainly my favorite song on the CD.
Seven, what about you? I'll get
Actually,
to you, so be thinking about your answers.
Quite,
Oh, I'm getting to you.
quite honestly, my favorite song on the album is Skeletons. And that's not one that I had previous to any of this stuff. We wrote this one purely together, and it's the last song that we did. And I was like, I don't want to wait to put this out 6 months from now. This has got to go on the album right now, which we were already done with drum tracks at this point. And I told our producer, I was like, dude, we got one more track we want to do. We got to do drums again because I feel really good about this song. And it actually gives me goosebumps when I hear it, which I don't listen to my own stuff over the years very much over and over again, but I will that, and it's awesome.
You know, you brought that up, but I think about that all the time, whether or not artists actually listen to their own music like you would listen to somebody else's shit.
What's really funny? I'm sorry. What's really funny? I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry. Thank you. What's really funny is I've listened to this nonstop until it's released. I will probably never listen to it again. I hate it. I cannot wait to write new songs. That's no joke. We've got a lot of really cool ideas. He'll just text me or call me and say, "Here's a really cool idea." And so I've got this note thing in my phone, and I've just got jots and jots and jots of just really, really cool storylines and ideas, because when I write songs, I try to create stories. And the last stuff that I wrote in the last bands were all about me. And on this album, there's nothing about me.
Still stories.
Yeah, there's still stories. But this stuff, the song Welcome Home is about the first American serial killer, H.H. Holmes, Herman Mudgett, the first American serial killer from Chicago, and who's also rumored to be Jack the Ripper, by the way. And then this just goes on, and I just tried to write these really cool mini stories that could, just little movies in my head for the most part. Shut Up and Drive's about a fictitious bank robbery that goes wrong. And Sinner, I've already explained. The wolf is a Cherokee proverb about two wolves fighting inside your head. One is evil, lust, and hate. One is good, hope, and faith. And the one that wins the fight is the one you feed. And that's what that entire song's about. So it's been so fun to just write these mini stories about, man, we really took off on this, didn't we? Yeah, we really did. We really took off on this. Jesus Christ.
Don't let me stop you.
No, anyway. So it's just been an absolute blast writing. And then the song Skeletons, when I wrote this, I was listening to Boba Flex in my car. And the song You Don't Want to Know, they say, the skeletons in my closet ain't for show.
Right.
And I thought, Jesus Christ, what an amazing line. And so that prompted me to write the song Skeletons. And it's about how people try to hide so hard the skeletons in their closet, but they always come out. You know what? Ask somebody something else.
Wendy.
Hey now.
No, that was a good
Hey
answer,
now.
man. I like it when people I'm talking to have something to say. Better than a yes. Actually, you did that perfectly in one of yours.
I mean, speaking of skeletons,
Yes.
that prompted the name of the album by the first line.
Oh, yeah?
I'm back.
Oh, yeah.
And this came from my boss.
The name of the article.
Exactly. My boss, I have a day job. My boss, one of the big VPs in the company I work for, left the business. And I called my boss in Boston. I've met him one time in 3 years. And are you guys done? I'm trying to do an interview.
Crosstalk. Are we on a time limit?
No, I found out that I can go about 3,000 miles over when my oil needs to be changed. That's what Byron told me. Because the light's on right now, and I was pretty concerned about that because they tell you it's going to blow up right away if that happens. So he told me I got about 3,000 miles, so I'm doing okay, buddy.
And Byron, you switched to Geico, and you saved how much money?
Mick Byron knows it all.
That is the God's honest.
Well, you know what? Hand the mic to Byron.
Yes, please do. It's time for
I want.
Give me the
I know we
goddamn-
just interrupted. I know we just interrupted the mouth here, but I want to hear just a little peep out of you, Byron. Tell me what's your favorite song to play,
Any
or
of
on
them,
the.
any of them
this.
that David's not talking on is probably my favorite one. So if he makes it 2 sentences without saying something stupid, we're having a good time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm a shut up and drive kind of guy. I really like the drive. I like the feel of it. It's a good song that we close most of our shows with, and it's a high energy song, and that's how we like to close our night. And you know, I'm a high energy kind of guy.
Whoa!
You know it.
Easy with the head. You saw that right there on camera. I'm gonna just censor
Cut.
that right there.
I didn't expect your lap to be in my face. Quit putting your lap in my face, butthole.
Who calls somebody a butthole anymore? This guy. All right, so
Just for you.
Felix, tell me about your favorite song on the album.
Actually, I'd like to pose a question to you because it hasn't come around.
Answer the question first.
Seriously, what place have you been that has the best jelly donuts? What's your opinion? Seriously. I mean, think about it hard. I'm not talking about with the frosting. I'm talking about with the powder on the top and the raspberry jelly just like it's supposed to be. Where?
Der Dutchman.
No, you know what? I live by Der Dutchman. I live a minute away. They never fucking have jelly donuts, ever. I've lived there a year. I've never had a jelly donut, ever. I have to go out of state to get them.
That's probably my fault. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, they make a batch every morning.
He said Felix out.
Listen, if you want to get the jelly donuts that Der Dutchman makes so good, you're just gonna have to wake up before me. And I don't sleep.
Is that what we're talking about?
What?
Plain City Der Dutchman. Yes, there are 3 of them. I think you would know this. Yeah, there are 3 Der Dutchmans.
Well, which one do you go to that doesn't have them?
Plain City.
That's probably the one that I'm at then.
Okay.
Is
So-
the lap okay to put my face in real quick? It is not.
So what I've learned is you are the devil that I know. This is what I've learned. All right,
Full circle. Just brings it around.
I'm done here.
Appreciate you not dropping the mic.
Drop
All
the
right.
mic.
So tell me about Seven Devils and your new management and everything. You got a management
Dude,
team.
yes, Sonny Jones.
Sonny Jones.
Good old Sonny Jones has been a godsend to us. He handles all the crazy bullshit that we don't want to handle.
Is he here tonight?
Sonny Jones will be here later.
Does he handle this one?
There's no handling this one at all. You've done interviews with him, right? You know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Look at him. He's drinking a beer like a fool. Straight up, pay the fool, drink my beer.
I drank an Irish car bomb, and it was not. I never had one before. I'm Irish.
He
That's
went to
wicked.
drink the Irish car bomb, and none of it made it into his mouth.
No, it was all beard and mustachy. It was really, really weird. I looked fucking gross. Okay, back to Seven Devils. My apologies. America.
Merc.
Merca. Fuck yeah.
You done, Tommy?
What else you got, Jeremy?
Seriously, man, you buy all the jelly donuts in the morning? I mean, that happens?
listen, you're going to have to get over it.
Yeah, I'm done here.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that just happened.
Is this going to be a Rumble situation? Oh,
I mean, if you want to rumble with JD over here, I'm good.
man. I mean, I'm like, I don't know, 6 or 7 times his weight, but, I guess we can call it a fair fight.
You know how wiry guys are. They're fucking
They fight to
scary.
the bone.
They are they are scary as shit.
Speaking of jelly donuts, I put out this crazy-ass email to all our VIPs that came today. Thank you, by the way, to all the people that bought VIP packages to this show.
Thank you so much.
It helps out a lot, and we like hanging out with you guys. But anyway, so I put out this email about when the VIP was going to be, and I just so happened to add a side note in it to say, hey, if anybody wants to bring Mr. Felix some jelly donuts, please feel free. He will love it. We have 4 fucking dozen donuts in the dressing room right now, and this dude's ate 3 dozen of them already.
Where are they from?
Zero.
Goose egg. Goose egg.
0 are from Der Dutchman because Jeremy Moore at the big old ZTP magazine
Hold on. Let me
ate them all.
see.
Yep.
There's one right there.
There's an ultrasound right here on the old JDs, and Jeremy's got 14 of them.
Taco Bell's in there.
There's McDonald's today.
My apologies.
Andrew Dutchman.
I got a 6-pack chicken McNuggets in my belly, bitch.
I'm going to have to beep those out because, I'm not sponsored by either of those.
We said Rod and Ronnie's chicken nuggets are the bomb. Thank you.
So, what do you guys have coming up after this? You mentioned Jackal. Are you going to play with them again?
We are playing with Jackal again, so
All
it feels like full
right.
circle,
Yeah.
considering that was our first show last year.
You made it an entire year without, killing each other.
It'll be over a year when we play with Jackal. So, yeah, that's November 18th. So, yeah.
Actually had a prediction, which was we would play one show and break up as soon as the show was over.
But
That's actually kind of hilarious at this point in time, considering it crossed my mind tonight. But it is funny, and that we made it back to Jackal again is kind of poetic in a way. So,
hell yeah.
He's the one that should be answering questions. If he didn't talk about fucking donuts.
Well, that's going to happen no matter what. You know that.
So, what do you what do you hide under that bandana?
Jelly donuts.
He's got the rest of the dozen in there.
my name's Felix. I'm an addict.
No, that was the other band.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
It's still this band.
I brought it with me.
Oh shit.
Somebody's got to be a fucking
But
problem anyway.
by far, my favorite song was "Addict."
On this
I love
album.
that song. Yeah.
Parentheses, jelly donuts.
So tell everybody where they can find you on the interwebs.
Want me to take this?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
I don't even know. Where
No, of course you don't know.
I don't even know. Like, I haven't been to our anything ever. Like, he just like, hey, did you check? And I was like, mm-mm.
He's like, no, I haven't been there. Like, what are you talking
I
about?
write words and then I sing them. And then I go home. I watch fucking Netflix. The Following. I love that show.
That's not what we're talking about.
Is this thing on? Can you hear me in the back? You guys hear me in the back? Mine was never on. My
sweet.
apologies. Anyway, to 7, please.
Give me both mics.
Here
we go.
Ozzy,
Yep.
70.
Yeah, man, Sharon.
We're on all the interwebs, my friends. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're on that shit. Reverb Nation. We have a store. You can buy a bunch of crazy shit.
Bitcoins.
Yeah, where we play games online with Bitcoins. It's called Find the JD, bitch. And
Donuts, by the way.
yeah, Jelly Donuts is JD's, not Jack Dickles. So, fuck them.
I don't. Yeah, okay.
Give that to Jeremy.
Give it to Jeremy. If you don't leave that in there, I'm gonna be furious.
All right, we got some things to talk about later, but I'll after the interview. But this is a great interview. You guys are obviously taking it very seriously. You guys are.
You made me choke on my douche flute.
Woo!
Follow me, everybody. I'm gonna play my Who the heck are you?
What? What flavor is your douche flute?
The song of his people.
Vinegar and water.
We can't say the brand name.
No, we're not endorsed.
We're not endorsed by Vinegar and Water.
Anyway, carry on.
My wayward son.
You okay?
Straight up, drop the mic. This is Grindhouse with Jeremy Moore at ZTP Magazine. Get the album. Come to the shows. Follow this motherfucker.
And thank you all, seriously, for all the support. Thank you, guys.
What he said, tenfold.
We're glad this is over. Goodbye.
We got to do that train wreck over.
Oh my God, that was so fun, dude. Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem, man.
God, that was a blast.
Just like
I
I was thinking about just sitting there and facing you guys.
Just the back of your head?
Yeah, that would be great.
Hilarious.
That's why I didn't wear a hat.
Jesus nuts.
So,
I never knew you had hair.
what the fuck was that? Oh yeah, I got lots of hair.
I had no idea.
I got almost as much as him.
Hey,
You got a strong, you do not have a receding hairline. I will tell you that much right now. I mean, you got a lot of forehead, but that hair comes down. You're Eddie Munster.
I got a lot of head.
You do.
Five
You,
head.
if you've got a 5 head, you got a 9 head.
5 head and a fucking.
I got a lot of forehead. Look what's happening right here. This is
You got
terrible.
the lines though, man.
I know. I'm like hardcore. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen, man.
Obviously, you're surprised way too often.
What? This is true.
Apparently, he doesn't like a finger in the butt.
Yes, he does.
Why would you say
lie.
All right. So, since Brian forgot my
Yes.
line-in cable,
Yes.
I'm gonna do the clap. Or can we all just? No, that's probably better. I'll just be one person.